Okay, so we're going to climb the ladder of showbiz today. We have Kevin Herrera is joining us. And where are you from anyway?
Santa Clarita, actually, or San Fernando.
Well, you're a born and raised local guy.
California, yeah. I'm told it's kind of rare on the acting side.
How long have you been acting?
Since I was 2, I guess.
Really?
Professionally, though, working since I was 22. I guess I went to college and was kind of pursuing it here and there, but wasn't giving my full all. And when I finally did, things started happening, which was kind of cool.
I assume you went to college. What college did you go to?
CSUN. I went to Cal State University Northridge.
Okay.
And I went to Valencia High School. A few actors that are working now went there, I guess, before and after me. So I guess I'm hopefully going to be the one in between.
What did you study in college?
I was a business law major at CSUN and finished that degree, and then I did one play there. I auditioned kind of on a whim and didn't know I was cast until the director emailed me and said, you didn't go to the cast board and see, like, do you want the part still? It was kind of funny.
So this was a play?
Yeah, play, yeah. It was fun. I studied independently with a coach, not at any conservatory or anything. I've been doing that since I was 18.
Is he basically a theater coach? Comes from the theater?
Yes, he does. Comes from a Meisner background.
Yeah.
So not
everybody comes from a Meisner background.
I guess so.
My cat comes from a Meisner background.
It's kind of all come together, I guess. And I've read quite a few books, I guess, but I don't know if that really does anything because acting's a practical art.
You and I first met a few weeks ago when I was a panelist at the SAG Foundation. What did you learn from that whole experience?
Well, people have differing opinions, I guess. It was just to be honest, to be truthful, and you kind of mentioned in the beginning, but since I'm kind of new when it comes to big projects, I get a little bit, audition-wise, interview-wise, get a little bit in my head, and what I learned from that was to focus on what you're doing in the scene, focus on the work that you know how to do, and just go in and do it, as opposed to, I think where I've been going wrong is going in and thinking a little bit about too much of outstanding circumstances as opposed to the one that I'm going to be in when I'm there, or who am I talking to, go down the list of what you need to do. Kind of thing. That's the biggest thing I think I took from it was that it's very important to do that.
You brought up the point about being nervous, and the first thing I tell any actor when it comes to being nervous, the way you eliminate that, and I get asked this every once in a while, is to know yourself. If you know yourself, you're going to be relaxed. You're going to be at ease. Because that's the whole thing. Hey, if you like me, fine. I'm here. It's like going back to the SAG panel again. That was a comfort zone for me. It was a very relaxed environment for me because I know what I am. I'm not sure that people in the audience knew what they were going to get, but they found out afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, it was great.
Never see me there again. Yeah, it's because if you know yourself, you're not trying to put on. And once you become familiar with you and knowing that's your instrument as an actor, you're going to relax. You're going to do good work. And that really comes through to a casting director or an agent, whoever you're talking to. That's very important stuff. If you know yourself and you know who you are, then there's never the pressure of putting on an air about yourself, about being something you're not and having to do a good job. And that's what helps you to relax. That's what the whole idea is, to be yourself. Being is not something you do. It's what you are.
I was remembering back during the panel when you were talking about Clint Eastwood and how he was, get off my lawn and make my day. It's like it's the same guy. And I have a group of friends, I guess colleagues, that I'm always texting or calling. We all have iPhones, so it's free. That are on the grind, that are just as adamant about acting as I feel I am. And they were jealous that I didn't tell them that the panel was happening. They're all SAG actors as well. And I signed up 2 weeks in advance, and I told them, that was one of the things I told them about. I took notes, and a few things we brought up talking were in my notes on my iPhone that I ended up sharing with them.
So you came out, it cost you nothing, you came out with a lot of valuable information. Get involved with the SAG Foundation, it's great. Okay. In addition to acting, do you have another job that, side job that you do?
Yes, I do. I guess survival job, I think.
Yeah.
Survive.
I haven't heard it put like that.
Yeah, well, I used it a few times, and I do it once in a while, because when you say survival job, people think, like Steve Irwin or something, like I'm living out on, the wild frontier or something. But just paycheck to paycheck, I'm a server. I guess it's kind of a cliche.
But that's okay.
But yeah, it's quick. And it's fun. I get to meet people, and if I want to, be somebody else for a little bit, I can, and goof around and.
Now let's touch on that for a minute. You just said you become other people when you're working as a waiter. Let's talk about when you're working as an actor. Do you become other people?
No. I guess you're assuming what it would be like to be you in their shoes. Like, I think circumstances have been brought up a few times in our conversation so far, and I really think that that's where the most important. It's one of the most important things. I guess if there's a foundation of what you're doing, I think that's one of the things, and meanings is another. Being specific, but being somebody else, like Christian Bale, I guess, in The Fighter, a lot of people have been tripping out.
Right.
I haven't seen it yet. I just saw clips, but he's, oh my gosh, he transformed. But if you knew him personally, I don't know him personally, but if you knew him personally, I'd venture to guess that there'd be some of him that you can see, or is him in those circumstances.
And Robert De Niro's a great example of that. If you watch him in Raging Bull and then watch him in Meet the Parents, it's the same guy, except that he's not beating his wife.
Yeah, and he and Christian Bale, I guess, is famous for using his whole body and everything when he goes into a part or something.
But any of those box office actors like Morgan Freeman or Tom Hanks or Nicole Kidman, any of those people, they're always who they are. But still, you don't want the audience watching the film and saying, oh, they're just playing themselves. It's the situation and the fact that they're living in that situation that creates the reality that they're different people because they are in that situation. The idea for the audience is that they are different people, but in reality, the best actors are always using themselves. That's the most important thing you do. That's why they're box office hits. And a lot of young actors don't realize that. Yeah. But there you go. Kevin Herrera is on his way to success. Who knows? We'll see you next Academy Awards. I'll look for you. Hopefully that's the way it's going to be.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Till next week, RJ Adams with Kevin Herrera on the Coaching Corner here on the Virtual Channel Network. There are actors like a Christian Bale or a Johnny Depp that do things that lend us to believe that they're becoming different people. But Johnny Depp, in an interview himself, said there's Johnny Depp flowing through everything you're watching and every character I do. A lot of it is the makeup and the wardrobe, and that the audience thinks, well, they're transforming. But if you learn to do an accent and you're effective with that, and you're dressed a certain way and you're living a certain way, a viewer typically would say, oh, he's transforming.